department to give you a little bit of a Wellbeing Wednesdays chat and talk to you about something that I find really positive and beneficial for my own well-being. Most of you know me, some of you don't. For you boys that don't, my name is Mr. Cook, and I work predominantly in the junior school, but do a little bit in the senior school and at senior house. So moving on, just have a look at this quote. So it says, positive self-talk, as you may have guessed, is the flip of negative self-talk. It's not about narcissism or deceiving ourselves into thinking things that are inaccurate. It's more about showing yourself some self-compassion and understanding for who you are and what you've been through. Okay? So basically, this is one of the biggest things that I've taken through my life, from playing rugby, going through school, going through university, becoming a teacher. It is positive self-talk. We've got to have the confidence in ourselves. Okay, otherwise no one else will. I want you to have a watch of this little video and have a think about how this may apply to you. Here we go.
The goal is not to stop it completely. A little self-criticism can be a good thing, give you a reality check that motivates you to be a better person. But there is a big difference between I need to read more and saying things like, I am not that smart, I am not good enough, I have a horrible memory. So studies show that negative self-talk is associated with everything from higher levels of stress to depression. So what do you do with your negative self-talk? First, here's two things you do not want to do. You don't fight them and you don't fight for them. What do I mean about don't fight them? What I mean by that is don't try to resist doing these things, because as you know, what you resist persists. If I ask you not to think of a big purple giraffe, don't think of a big purple giraffe, don't think of a big purple giraffe, what do? You see that big purple giraffe in front of you, right? So don't resist it, don't fight them. And the other thing is, don't fight for them. Don't fight for them. A lot of people, they're always fighting for their limitations. They're talking about how they can't remember things. They can't remember names. They're so overloaded, they can't keep up. And here's the thing. If you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. If you argue for your limits, you get to keep them. So, how do you stop beating yourself up and replace this negative self-talk? You could do so using the magical words abracadabra. Abracadabra. You know, the word abracadabra is derived from an Aramaic phrase that means, I create as I speak. In the Hebrew language, this phrase translates into, it came to pass as it was spoken. You know, words indeed have power. As a memory aid, I want you to remember the first four letters, abra, A-B-R-A. The A stands for acknowledge. Acknowledge that it's there, don't resist it. Remember, what you resist persists. The B in ABRA stands for breathe. Breathe. Take a breath now. Controlled breathing not only keeps your mind and your body functioning at their best, it can also lower your blood pressure, promote feelings of calm and relaxation, and help us to be able to de-stress. Breathe in what you want, and then the third step is, the R is release. Release what you do not want. You can't lead a positive life with a negative mind. So you want to, as you exhale that breath out and let go of the limitations, let go of the hurt, let go of the helplessness. And finally, the last A, align. Align. Use your imagination and create a new phrase or a new belief that is more aligned with really who you are and what you really want. It might be something like, I have a great memory. I learn things quickly and easily. My focus is my gift. I really do have a quick brain. The magic trick is to go beyond just saying it. You really want to experience it. You want to go in and see it, step into this new belief and see how it really feels. So again, when you want to replace the negative self-talk that holds you back, remember ABRA. Acknowledge, breathe, release, and align to what you really want. Do this and you will unleash the magic of your quick brain.
So why is it good for you? New perspective to help during harder times. Okay, let's be honest, life is rough sometimes, and often our thoughts and negative internal dialogue or pessimistic thinking can make things harder than they actually need to be. When this happens, we aren't looking at things from a fair perspective. Positive self-talk helps us take a step back and actually see the whole picture. Some people tend to fall into the trap of seeing things as black and white. Everything's all good or all bad. When we work on our positive self-talk, we can often view the grey areas. Okay, not everything is bad and not everything is good, but it allows flexibility and people to access some coping strategies and to find out what works well for them. It also helps us with our relationships. Okay, positive self-talk doesn't just impact our own mental, emotional and physical well-being. It can also affect our relationships. When we're able to see the good in ourselves, we're able to see the good in others. Okay, having a well-rounded sense of self and knowing of what our strengths, our weaknesses are, often allows us to put ourselves out there more easily, and it allows us to open up and try and find new relationships and opportunities. Okay, being positive attracts positive people to you, people that add stuff to your life. Okay, if you're positive, more people want to be around you. If you're negative, people tend to stay away from you. And what you want in your life is those better relationships, the more positive relationships. Increase self-confidence. Okay, so being more confident in yourself is brilliant. And self-efficacy. Okay, so self-talk is all about balance. Okay, it helps you to build your confidence and to better control and have better control over what's happening in your life. So in other words, you're less likely to feel like life is happening to you and more that you're in control of your own life. You're in that driver's seat, which is a way of having empowerment over your own life. Okay, people with higher self-esteem, more confidence are also more likely to achieve their own goals and have realistic things set for them. Okay, more control over your life, being more accountable for what you do. Okay, so that positive self-talk and having that positive attitude towards life gives you control and allows you to achieve more things. Finally, a decreased loneliness. Going back to point 2 on the better relationships. Positive self-talk draws more people towards you. People want to be around you. Okay, if you're negative, people tend to stay away from you. So really having that positive self-talk, that positive aura around you draws people towards you, means you're less lonely. So obviously that's what we want, isn't it? To be less lonely. So here are some examples of negative and positive talk. So some people say, I'll disappoint everyone if I change my mind in certain situations. Can we flip that to, I have the power to change my mind and others will understand. So having that self-confidence in yourself to say, I can change my mind and others will understand that. So having a go at a situation, I failed and embarrassed myself. Try and flip that round. I'm proud of myself for even trying. That took courage. Putting ourselves in situations that we're not very comfortable in, but giving it a go is a massive thing in life. Another one, I let everyone down on my team when I didn't score. Flip it around. Sports are a team event. We win and lose together as a group. Okay, being positive about stuff and bringing everyone else in with you is always a benefit. That positive self-talk around the team environment. Another one, I've never done this before and I'll be bad at it. This is what we find quite a lot in young men. Everyone kind of running away from situations and not want to take on something new. Can we flip it to, this is a wonderful opportunity for me to learn and from others and grow. Right, so you can learn from different people and grow. Okay, you learn a lot more in failure than you do in winning. Basically, when you lose, you learn more because you look at yourself. When you win, you kind of just celebrate and that's it. So putting yourself in these situations, if you fail, don't be down on yourself. Positive self-talk and look at, like we said there, you've learned, you've grown. Okay. So how does this apply to you, basically? Let's have a look. Identify negative self-talk traps. Okay, in certain scenarios may increase your self-doubt and lead to more negative talk. Certain situations in school, for example, may be particularly hard. Pinpointing when you experience the most negative self-talk can help you anticipate and prepare. So before exams, before representing school in a sports fixture, before performing a musical piece, these kind of bits. If you can identify when you feel really negative, you can put some coping strategies in there for that. You need to check in with your feelings. It's something that we don't really do enough of, really. Okay, stop during events or bad days and evaluate your self-talk. Is it becoming negative? How can you turn it around? So if you're feeling down, stop, think. Like that video said, breathe. Have a think about what you're doing, and is there a way that you can turn around and try and be not negative, be more positive? Find the humour. This is a big one. Laughter can help relieve stress and tension. When you need a boost for positive self-talk, find ways to laugh, such as watching a funny video, a comedian, going to see your friends, doing something that you enjoy, something that you can laugh with. Okay, laughter is a really good tool for you to also flip around and try and be a little bit more positive. Next one, surround yourself with positive people. Okay, this goes back to everything we've been saying. Whether or not you notice it, you can absorb the outlook and emotions of the people around you. This includes negative and positive. So choose positive people when you can. Okay, so your friends, make sure they add stuff to your life, make sure they are positive. Okay, and if people start getting negative, pull it up or just walk away from that situation if you find it really hard to turn yourself around from when you're negative. Finally, give yourself positive affirmations. Okay, sometimes seeing positive words or inspiring images can be enough for you to redirect your thoughts. So post small reminders in your office, in your classroom, in your books, at your home, anywhere that you find you spend a significant amount of time. Okay, seeing these positive vibes reminds you to be a little bit more positive. So just back to it, positive self-talk is something that I've found that all successful people do. There's a fine line between confidence and arrogance. People get it wrong, but as long as we learn from these situations, that's fine. Having confidence in ourselves allows us to explore new settings, meet new people, get comfortable in uncomfortable situations, and that's where we grow as a person. For me, I'd encourage you to Google positive self-talk or positive affirmations and read about it a little bit more and find out a little bit more. It takes time, but it can be extremely beneficial. Thanks for listening to this. If you don't believe me about this, have a look at some of the videos below of other successful people. Also, another book that I read is The Power. Okay, have a look at it, have a Google, and see how it can contribute to you.